Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing Predator Day with me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done with week 20, which means we have 1 or 2 weeks left before the playoffs, depending on which league you're talking about. That's super exciting. I feel like this is a pretty good bounce back week for us. We definitely made some improvements. We definitely saw some outbreaking stars, guys that maybe had been a little bit of a slump or had been doing well and then just absolutely went off for us. We're going to go ahead and start with the Cheese Weasels. We had an implosion over the last probably month or so where we went from like hundreds down to like mid 70s. Well, this week we're sitting in 5th place with 86.5 points. So we had a ton of home runs, which is where we actually made a lot of our ground up. We had 1 each from Marcell Ozuna, Spencer Torkelson, and Agustin Ramirez. 2 each from Lenyn Sosa and Taylor Ward, and 4 each from Zach Neto and Christian Yelich coming out of nowhere. We also had wins from Michael Wacha and Jose Quintana. We also had a hold from Abner Uribe and saves from Pete Fairbanks and Daniel Palencia. However, we also had a blown save and or loss from Daniel Palencia, along with Emilio Pagan, and just a terrible outing from Aaron Nola. Dang, man, like, can you get back to where you were like maybe 2 or 3 years ago? More so 3 years ago, because your ERA has been close to 4, if not over, probably the past 2 years. So, not good. Unfortunately, we missed home runs from Sal Frelick. I don't know why I didn't start him. Ernie Clement and Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm was coming back off the IL. I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll send him. No, he hit a home run. 3-run home run. That's not good. So hopefully we can continue this trend of a lot of home runs, but also making sure we get higher batting average and get some RBIs, get some ducks on the pond, guys, get some RBIs, you know. And obviously the runs, they're definitely doing well for us. So we have to continue to search the waiver wire, which again, we'll get to the adds and drops. But I do feel good about the pitching because again, we're being able to stream. We still have a ton of innings left. And in order to use those innings, we had to pick up pitchers, which did include Aaron Nola, terrible decision. Logan Evans, terrible decision. Michael Wacha, good decision. Jose Quintana, good decision. Jason Alexander, good decision, but didn't get me the win. That was just a tough no decision because he's been so good these past few weeks. And man, he's going against the Orioles this week, I think Thursday. Might be someone else to look at. I'm definitely going to be searching for him on my waiver wire, see if we can get him because Orioles just aren't doing him. Watch them like blow him up for like 6 earned runs and like 2 1/3, something like that. Something crazy like that. On the other side, we dropped Louis Varland, Jason Alexander, Michael Wacha, Logan Evans, and Jose Quintana. So at this point in time, there are a few categories where 1 or 2 stats behind. So I'm looking forward to try and pass those. Like in strikeouts, I think we're like 3 behind. We're like the RBIs, we're like 3 or 4 behind. So definitely able to make those up really in one day. Obviously, don't want to have to take a week to overcome 3 RBIs because, you know, just get some home runs. But you know what I'm saying? So Cheese Weasels definitely looking better. Happy with where we are now, but cannot be complacent because we're not number 1. Now we're going to move to the Kent Murphy Dingers. This week, I was going against a guy who was in my same division. He, I'd say, was nipping on my heels, but he's like 4 games behind. And after this week, he was 5 games behind because we actually came out with a win 6 categories to 3. At one point in time, I was leading 10 categories to nothing. I was like, maybe I'll let him win a category or 2, or maybe 3. You know, it's all good. Christian Yelich led us with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. Then Zach Neto also had 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. But we're not done. Lenyn Sosa, my boy. He had 3 home runs and 4 RBIs. Get some more ducks on the pond, guys. And then we had 2 home runs each from Nick Kurtz and Bryce Durang, and 1 home run each from Eugenio Suarez, Blaze Alexander, and Riley Green. And then we also had stolen bases. Get this. We had 4 total, but 2 of them came from Matt Olson and Eugenio Suarez. Those are the last 2 guys I would have guessed were going to give me a stolen base. Alejandro Kirk also got a stolen base. He's in another league, but holy cow. What's up with these big guys getting stolen bases? On the pitching side, we also had a win each from Nick Pivetta and Carlos Rodon. They also had 5 strikeouts each, had around a 1.3 ERA and a sub-1 whip. So again, great outing from both of those guys. On the other side, we missed saves from JoJo Romero, Daniel Palencia, and Keegan Aiken. All those guys either blew the save or let, the inherited runner get in, and or the ghost runner on second, which I think is silly anyway. Let those guys, so they got the loss, and that's frustrating because there's not really other options for me to go to get saved. So really have to focus on what I have, and not real confident in Keegan Aiken, not gonna lie. And then Riley O'Brien could be taking over for the Cardinals. So, jeez, man, just win the games. As you get to the As and Drops, we focused on pitching. We added Emmett Sheehan, Brian Abreu, and Keegan Aiken, and dropped Justin Verlander, Emmett Sheehan, and Adrian Hauser, who had a terrible outing. He's had 2 really bad outings for the Rays. That's not the guy that they saw for the White Sox. I guess he got out of Chicago. I was like, whew, I ain't got to put up that act anymore. The win this week brought my record to 12 wins, 5 losses, and 2 ties. And I am number 1 in the league based on my division wins. I'm 8-1-1 in the division. And the other guy who has the same record as me is like 6-2, 6-3, something like that. So at least for the time being, I'm number 1. I'm not going to be complacent with that. I'm not going to be like, woo, I've made it. No, because this is a pretty competitive league, especially with the other guy who is the same record as me. So again, we just have to see who we can get off the waiver wire. We've definitely picked up some good guys and try to be smart with the matchups. Now we're going to move to the Funky Junky Joker Monkeys, where this week was another light week for me. Thankfully, we didn't have to do too much, and we came up with a big win. No, honestly, the win wasn't really all that impressive. I won 418 to 139. It only looked good because the other guy didn't change his lineup at all. He's 0-20, so I don't know why he's in the league. I'm sure he's a wonderful person, but I don't know why he's in the league, especially with the decent buy-in that we have. In any case, our top scorer was Sal Frelick with 40 points, followed by Mr. Lourdes Gurriel with 29, and then 4 guys that had between 20 and 28 points. On the other side, we had a few guys that did not do well. In 25 at-bats, Nick Castellanos got me 8 points. That's not good. In 21 at-bats, Otto Lopez got me 5 points. And in 1 start, David Peterson also got me 5 points. Either one of those are good. And then Seth Lugo got me 1 point. That's not good. But what was good was the fact that we were able to pick up Lenyn Sosa off the waiver wire. Somehow he was still available. So thank you, sir, for giving me a power surge, and especially in an unlikely place in Chicago. Also picked up Randy Rodriguez and Mr. Tyler Alexander because he gets those cheapy points where he doesn't get the start, but he gets the piggyback, and hopefully he doesn't implode and get you negative points. In order to make room for those guys, we dropped Cole Sands, Nate Lowe, RIP, love me some Nate Lowe. Hopefully he doesn't do too well with the Red Sox because that means he's going to be doing well against the Yankees. I don't want that. We also dropped Will Vest and Justin Verlander. The win this week brought my record to 16-4. There are 2 weeks left. We have to face one guy that's still in contention for the playoffs. I think he's got like 10 wins, 11 wins. And then we go against the top guy. So I'm not saying I'm looking ahead to next week, but I'm kind of looking forward to next week. Again, not overlooking this opponent. We have to make sure we take care of business. So again, we can try to get the number 1 spot, but again, number 1 spot or, a bye week does not matter if we don't win enough to get further in the playoffs. So you get what I'm saying. We're anticipating the top 2 matchup to end the season. Oh, that'll be exciting. But it's all good. We're going to continue to focus on this week, get another win, and then focus on the big dog. Now we're going to move to the Peach Creek Purgatory team, where this was a big win for us. Again, bringing our record to 16-4. Oh, baby. I feel a playoff run coming. Score this week was 968 to 747. Our top scorer was Ketel Marte with 80, followed by Dean Kramer with 75 between his 2 starts. Who would have, and his ERA is like 4.6 or 4.8 or something, like who would have thought that? Then Trey Turner came in third for us with 65 points. On the other side, Yamamoto got us 7 points. Joe Boyle got us 1 point. Ryan Helsley got us 0 points. Oh, wait, there's more. Kyle Quantrill got us -8. You were doing so well there for a period of time, and then you fell off the face of the earth the last like 3 or 4 starts. You, in fact, lost us the week last week. You got us -9, and then I didn't start you the second game, and you got us 10. So had I not started you for -9 and started you for the 10, we literally would have won by 1 point. But anyways, I'm not holding a grudge against you at all. Let's move on to the adds and drops. There were none. So right now, we're 16-4. Very happy with our team. Definitely going to be looking to make any minor moves that we possibly can, but not going to be jumping anything and not quick adding or quick dropping anyone, because again, the team got us this far. Don't get cute, be smart with it. Now we're going to move to the South Harmon Institute of Technology. Don't let this smile fool you though. This is not a smile of me being happy. This is a smile of me trying to hold back infuriating rage, because the guys that are pitching had one job. The guys who are hitting had one job. And the guys at ESPN and Yahoo and Fantrax, they had one job. Okay? Pitchers just strike people out for the most part. Hitters, you hit the ball. Guys that are going to write for ESPN, Yahoo, Fantrax, and the other league, let me know who's out prior to the game starting. So there were a few guys that started who obviously did not contribute in any way, shape, or form. Guys that didn't start that could have potentially gotten us a few hits. There were guys that were pitching that did not get strikeouts, even though they pitched like 2 innings, 3 innings, over the course of the period of time, the week. So yeah, just not happy. To say the least, we lost. 7 categories, 9 categories, 2 categories. They might be thinking, oh, it's not terrible. Right. Well, we lost by 1 strike. And then we also lost like less than 1,000th of a point in batting average. Oh my gosh. I actually took the lead and then lost the lead because Eugenio Suarez and Francisco Lindor. I'm so upset. In any case, let's get to the guys that did well for us. Francisco Lindor actually did do well for us. 23 total bases, 3 home runs, and 7 RBIs. Bryce Trang had 14 total bases, 2 home runs, and 4 RBIs. Definitely need to get some ducks on the pond there for you, man. Tyler Freeman, the outfielder from Colorado, had 14 total bases, 1 home run, which does not happen much, and 2 stolen bases. Taylor Ward had 13 total bases, 2 home runs, and 6 walks. So, wow. Kurt Rooker and Matt Olson both had at least 10 total bases and 3 walks. Rooker had a home run. Matt Olson had a stolen base. You don't hear that very often. Pitching wise, we had 1 win and 5 strikeouts from Nick Pivetta and 0 blown saves. Awesome there. On the other side, of course, we missed the Freddie Freeman home run with 3 RBIs, and that would have tied me for RBIs. Ooh, golly. I literally forgot about that as I was introing this team. God bless America. That makes me so mad. We also had subpar stars from Chris Sanchez, which is odd, and Geronimo Flaherty. So, ooh, Flaherty, I don't know if I got you back next year. You have not done well for me at all. As drops this week were pretty simple. We added Lourdes Gurriel. Don't get cute. He got us here. Do not drop him and try to do anything outside of what you've already done to do well. Okay? Just remember that. We dropped Justin Verlander. So after this infuriating loss of a week, we are now sitting at 168, 130, and 62. 3rd overall in the league, 2nd in my division. Again, I'm not going to try to get cute. We're just going to try to keep winning games, make the playoffs. As much as I would love a first round bye, I'm not going to push it. If we get it, great. If not, beat whoever is put in our path. And that is now going to take us to the last team, the Russell My Jim Jams team. And this was a good week for us. Woo, this was a good week. I am very happy with how we did. As happy as I am, we should have won more. Now, you're going to say, oh, dude, you're greedy. Why do you want more? Well, just hear me out. We won 11 categories, 2 categories, or 3 categories, but we should have won saves, but Keegan Aiken cost us because you blew 2 saves. Yep, you did, man. So we should have won saves. So that one's on you. That one cost us. And if we lose out on an opportunity to get a first round bye because of 1 category, it's on you, Keegan Aiken. The one it's not going to be on if we don't do well, at least for now, is CJ Abrams. He had 4 extra base hits, 1 home run, and 4 RBIs. We also then had 5 guys with at least 3 extra base hits. Those guys did include Hunter Goodman, Brandon Nimmo, Xavier Edwards, Taylor Ward, and Lourdes Gurriel. Gurriel also himself had 7 RBIs, which is phenomenal. We also had 0 wins from starting pitching. We had 7 wins from relief pitchers. I don't know if that's good or bad. That's something, that's for sure. Guys who were not lucky, ooh gosh, these been slacking. Nick Castellanos was ice cold at the plate. Heliot Ramos definitely has not done himself any favors, and Jose Altuve also slowing down a little bit. Okay, man, let's not slow down once we get into the playoffs. Let's heat back up, little man. And then we had subpar outings from Chris Sanchez, again, which is not great. And then Louis Varland, I think you blew a save, man. Could have gotten us a win, another win from our relief pitcher, and or maybe a hold or, whatever it is, man. But yeah, you blew it, so that stinks. Looking at the adds and drops, we focused a lot on pitching. We added Shelby Miller ahead of the doubleheader. Now, 2 doubleheaders they have because of delayed games and or postponed games. We also added Keegan Aiken. We also picked up Gabe Spire, who is, again, the only lefty in that Seattle Mariners bullpen, so he's definitely getting work. And Alec Burleson, who got me a home run when I started him, so good selection, J-Cake. On the other side, we dropped Shelby Miller. Not yet, because the doubleheaders are so going. We dropped him like earlier in the week last week, but we have him back now. Cole Sands, Ryan Walker, and Nestor Cortez, along with the Lowe brothers, Nate and Josh. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. At this point in time, with this big win, we have 147 wins, woo, above the 138 from last year. 120 losses and 53 ties. We are 3rd overall. I'm happy with that. Do I want more? Of course, but we're not going to get greedy. Now let's get to some of the guys I think you should add. I mentioned him earlier, Riley O'Brien for the Cardinals. I don't know how much work he's going to see, but Jojo Romero is literally trying to give the position away. Give the position of closing pitcher away. I do not know why, but you're pissing me off, dude. Another pitcher to look at, Nolan McLean, pitches for the Mets. He had a very good debut. I really wasn't crazy about picking him up, but after seeing what he did, could be good to look at. Temper expectations, because we saw Cade Cavalli doing great after a starter soup, and then fell out and just let all the runs score ever. He did it, lady. Let all the runs score. So, again, temper expectations, but does have an offense. But, well, they're not doing great recently. They can put up numbers. So, Nolan McLean could be a name to look at. The guy we talked about earlier, we released him from a few leagues, but might be looking at picking him back up. Nate Lowe. Originally, well, I say originally, 2 years ago, he did very well with the Rangers. Consistent last year. This year has not been great. Only hitting like 216, but has like 60, 70 plus RBIs, like 30 extra base hits, got almost 20 home runs, if not over. So now he's with the Red Sox. He's going to have a little more firepower behind him, and going from AL to NL back to AL, I think it really could help him, especially with some of the pitching. He's going to have the Yankees pitching to feast on, so something to look at. That's going to do it for now. We only had 3 names. I know those aren't the sexiest names, but we have September call-ups in 2 weeks. I'm excited to talk about those. Fingers crossed we get to talk about Bubba Chandler, so the Pirates can piss away another awesome pitching prospect. Anyways, that again is going to do it. Happy with where we are in the leagues. Definitely going to be continuing to go positively in that trend upwards and gaining momentum and gaining categories and spots. And hopefully not hit a plateau, because again, we got 2 weeks left and then we are into the playoffs. Fingers crossed. It's JK. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.